If you clicked on this video, chances are you don't have motivation or you lack motivation. But don't worry, I have prepared 4 tips for you today, with the fourth one being the most important. So make sure to stick around until the very end of the video. I've recently found myself lacking motivation, so that's what I'm here to take you guys with me today to figure out in this video. Now with that all said, let's go to the video. You know, my brain is still jumbled up and I don't know what to say, but yeah, you guys would be joining me for the whole day since there's no power in the house currently and there's nothing else better I could do than just record and maybe I'll do a workout. There will be no power in the house for the next few hours, so yeah, that explains my situation. I'll go do my morning routine, but real quick, this is my motivation right here. Okay, let's go. I apologize for any background noise that you might hear. There's some generators running outside. It's from the neighbors. But anyways, on to the first tip. The question why is important. You know, us humans, we always do things for a reason, and it's either a reason that you're aware of or it's a reason that you're unaware of. And this is where things get interesting because the thing is, us humans, we also don't do things for a reason. You see where I'm getting at? Knowing you will always have your reasons, and the most important thing here is to be aware of those reasons, whether it may be why you're not motivated or why you want to do something. And how do you make yourself aware of these reasons? It's actually simple. You just ask yourself why. You need to be somewhat persistent about this because you need to get down to the deep root cause of why you want to do something and why you don't want to do something. The thing is, this also kind of relates to procrastination because there are also things or reasons why you procrastinate. Alright, that's for tip number 1, and tips 2 and 3 actually relate to this first tip, so make sure to stick around. Anyways, I'll go eat breakfast. I'm quite hungry. Motivation is really important when it comes to doing things in general because if you're not inclined to do it, then what's the point? If you don't have a good reason to do something, then you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. That's why I'm telling you to ask yourself why you want to do something, because it's really important. I'm having some banana bread if you're curious. Hey, it's me from the future. Now what happened was my phone ran out of battery, so I decided to charge it. As I waited for my phone to charge, I cooked some rice, and after cooking rice, as you could see here, listen to this. Alright. I immediately ate lunch and cleaned up, of course, and after lunch, I read 2 chapters of Atomic Habits and I wrote down what I learned. And yeah, expect to see more of me because I'm here to tell you the second tip as well as the fourth tip. Anyways, the second tip is to think big. If you were to think big, it's something that you usually desire. Like for me, I want to grow a community here on YouTube and I want to build an aesthetic body and I also want to make some money. The idea of this is something that is very enticing to me. Because of how enticing it is, it naturally motivates me in some way. If you were to think big, it's actually the idea that you want, and you have to want it like you almost need it. So to summarize this tip, you basically need an idea or something that you dream of. You dream of it because you want it like you almost need it. Now anyways, back to my past self. I think he's gonna complain about how he can't work out because his stomach is full or something like that, but yeah. I'll see you guys later. Now I don't know what my future self said, but he definitely said something. I do plan on working out today. I just don't plan on doing it right now because I just finished eating lunch and I can't work out on a full stomach. This thing has gotten so dusty, which is why it needs to be cleaned. Look at the dust on that, man. Look.
Brother,
see that? Yo, my guy. I'm starting to get bored. I'm just waiting for my food to digest because I can't really work out when my stomach is full. I've told you a million times already. But since there's nothing else better left to do, I might as well tell you the third tip, which is to think small. But wait, isn't that a bit contradictory considering that I told you to think big? Well, the thing is you also need to think small. You know how I have this big dream of building an aesthetic body, and that's something that motivates me, but what doesn't motivate me is how I get from point A to point B. You know why? It's because it is overwhelming. To me, it seems like I have to work out 7 days a week just to build an aesthetic body without rest. That's unrealistic. You have to be making a way for yourself to feel less overwhelmed when it comes to chasing your dreams or chasing anything that's beyond yourself. What I want you to do is to think smaller. Just think of today, for example. That's already enough for you to like feel motivated because it's not as overwhelming as it seems because you're just focusing on today. The thing I read about a while ago in Atomic Habits is the law of least effort. Humans are naturally wired to gravitate towards things that are much more easier than things that are much more difficult. That's the reason why I need you to think small. It's because the easier the task is, the more we are to do it. If you are uncertain about a task, you are to spend more time thinking about it than actually doing something about it. Let's take YouTube for example. By the end of the week, around Saturday, I have to post a video. And what do I do when it comes to making videos? Of course, I have to record, I have to make an idea, make some thumbnails and edit it and shoot it. That's like already a lot to think about. Which is why if you focus and think small and think about only today, for example, all I need to do today is just record a video. And that's all I am focusing on today. The point is, I am trying to make the bigger task seem smaller. If you've heard the advice, take it one day at a time. That's basically the gist of this tip. And what I want you to do is to plan out your day, think of a big task and break it down into smaller tasks that is less overwhelming for you. Because if you only have one big task, like I said, it can be overwhelming. But if you were to break it down into smaller tasks, it would be more manageable on your part. And the more manageable it is, the more you are to do it. So keep that in mind. Once that clock hits 3, I'll go do my workout. Hey, it's me again. Now, as my past self works out, let me just tell you guys that if you like what you're seeing and if you're new here, make sure to leave a like and subscribe because these videos definitely take a long time to create and your support would definitely mean a lot to me. And yeah, it's free and it doesn't hurt anyone. Anyways, I think I'll just pass it back to my past self again. Look at this mirror finish. I did this for like an hour and this is how it turned out. We finally got power, boys and girls. But yeah, it's like around 6 p.m. right now and I don't even know when the power came back, but yeah, glad it's back. I haven't rested ever since I worked out and washed the car, but I'll go eat dinner with the family first and I'll catch you guys later. So it's 7 p.m. right now and I need to take a shower. It's been a long day and I could use a shower really. I'll let my future me just handle things again. Anyways, let's bring things back to myself again in the future. Now, I think it's the present because it's already the end of the day and there's nothing in the past to go back to anymore. Anyways, I'm here to share with you the fourth and final tip, which is discipline creates motivation. Now, here is the truth. You know how some people tell you that you don't need motivation, what you need is discipline. This is somewhat true, but it's somewhat wrong as well. You need motivation and you need discipline. Remember those 3 tips I talked to you about a while ago? Those take action and it's something that you need to do like persistently. I know motivation is a feeling, but motivation is something that you find. It's not the other way around wherein motivation finds you. You need to be proactive when it comes to seeking motivation. If you're lacking motivation, think about why. Why do you want to do this? Then this is time for you to think big. And the opposite of that, if you were to think of why you don't want to do something, why are you running away from it? Is it because you're scared or uncertain? Then it's time to think small. All these 3 tips takes discipline to do. I'll be honest with you. Motivation is a feeling and it doesn't last unless you yourself make it last. There are going to be days when you just don't feel like it, and it's these kinds of days when you just need to pick yourself up and just show up for yourself and find reasons to do something and find reasons why you don't want to do something. This kind of starts to seem like motivation is a choice, and I think that it's a good thing because it's something that you could always choose. Now, I hope that this advice helps, and there's nothing much interesting at the end of the day that I could record, which is why I am ending the video here. Now, if you made it all the way here, thank you for watching. It definitely means a lot, and it seems like you're very serious about motivation, and I hope that this video helps. Anyways, thank you once again for all of the love and support, and with that all said, if you're lacking motivation, I wish you good luck, and yeah, you got this, guys. Love you. Wait. Love you too. Yeah.